The age of Hingers is over. The age of red is upon us! Hello and welcome to Good Game Well Played, the show that's named after the thing that you say after you do the thing that the show's about. My name's Rad and I am filling in for Hingers while he's away at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, being funny. He'll be along later in the show to bring us a story about Australia's first pro gaming house. But first, the news. The Halo World Championship wrapped up over the weekend with a tasty $2.5 million prize pool, luring 16 teams to Hollywood for a 4v4 Halo 5 showdown. Months of group stages saw Counterlogic Gaming come up against Allegiance in the best-of-7 finals. After pushing the first game of Capture the Flag on Coliseum into overtime, the map was replayed and CLG dominated, winning in just over 5 minutes. This set the tone for the finals, and CLG walked away with a cheeky mill without dropping a game. Our thoughts go out to Allegiance, who tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it doesn't even matter. In Hearthstone news, the European Winter Championship saw Neyman take the top prize over Dr. Hippie in a 3-2 final. After being unable to compete in last year's World Championship because of a ban, Neyman played strongly through the playoffs to secure his place in the final. Dr. Hippie took the fight to Neyman, bringing the score to 2-1 in his favor by Game 3, but Neyman's mid-range Paladin deck proved too much.
Neyman is going to be the Europe Winter Champion. He is going to the Hearthstone World Championship later this year at BlizzCon.
Take that, Neyman naysayers! The Stage 1 ANZ Finals of the Call of Duty World League has wrapped up, bringing together the top 4 teams in a single elimination, a best-of-7. Mindfreak and Tainted Minds both won their semi-finals 4-1 to meet in the final. Mindfreak pulled away with their objective play on point to seal the deal 4-0. The European and North American Stage 1 finals will run in the coming weekends. Dota 2 filled that little hole in my heart once more, with Dota Pit League Season 4. Team Secret were not able to recapture the magic from their Shanghai major win, as they were knocked out in the first round against Na'Vi. MVP Phoenix took convincing wins over OG and Complexity to land themselves in the final against TI5 winners EG. MVP Phoenix made light work of the best-of-5 final, winning in 3 games and walking away with almost $100,000 in sweet cash money. Following Pit League, Dota 2 lovers were rocked with roster shuffles in EG and Team Secret. Drama! Artesian Universe have left EG to join Team Secret, allegedly with no warning. Weeha and Misery have been dropped from Secret to make room for the new members, while Samal and Fear are also reportedly exiting EG, leaving PPD as EG's sole member. These changes come just 4 days before roster lock for the Manila Major that's running in June. Grab the popcorn, ladies and gentlemen, because it is bleeding blue everywhere. And in more MOBA drama, top casters Monte Cristo, Doa, and Papa Smithy have stepped down from casting the League of Legends mid-season invitational, reportedly offering 40 to 70% less than talent rates for major events in CSGO, StarCraft 2, Dota 2, Halo 5, and Hearthstone. In a statement, the three said that, by agreeing to a significantly lower wage, we feared that we may contribute to the regression of standards for freelance casters in the industry as a whole. You know what they say, more money, more problems. And that's it for the news. Now, onto the wacky world of old mate Hingers. Team Legacy recently moved into Australia's first pro gaming house. Before he left, Hingers went there to learn how to jungle with team captain Tim Carbon Wendell.
I'm now joined by Tim from Legacy Gaming, who's going to be teaching me how to jungle. So, let us get into a game.
Let's give it a crack.
So, when you're jungling, who do you main when you jungle?
Well, I mean, I play most champs, but some are definitely better suited to jungling. At the moment, my favourite is this guy, Graves. He's kind of like a cowboy-esque guy.
When you're jungling, what spells are you choosing?
I'm taking Flash.
Yep.
Because you have to take Flash, basically.
That's an escape to get away.
It's like a dodge thing. Mm-hmm. And then Smite allows you to do a lot of damage to like the jungle camps, so the things you're trying to kill.
So that's like that's the number one choice for junglers.
Yeah, it's kind of like quintessential jungle jungle spell. You can't really jungle without it.
So what are you buying first? Basic items.
So we're buying some items here. There's 2 options for jungle. You can either start with a machete, or you can start with talisman.
Yep.
This is better for AP champions, magic champions. Yep. This is better for champions that do attack damage.
Yep.
And this is just a potion that'll give you some health back over time. There's jungle camps in each of these places. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 on the other side. Where you start is really up to you. It's mostly about where you want to end up. I've chosen to start at the bottom because I want to end up at the top.
Right, and why do you want to end up at the top?
I mean, in a normal game, you kind of want to look at, what characters are on what part of the map.
So would the idea be to travel to the top to then try and get a gank?
Yeah. So the idea is you want to end up in the lane you want to gank.
Yep.
Or just where you can base. What I'm doing now is just every time I hit the creep, I run away again, so I don't take too much damage while I do it.
Now you're going to take out the red buff camp?
Yep. So this is the red brambleback is its technical name. So this is probably the most important camp to kill in the jungle.
Right. Why is that?
Because it gives you a buff, whereas most camps only give you experience and gold. This one gives you this little red ring, which allows you to do more damage.
When will you first go across into your enemy camps?
Well, me personally, ASAP, pretty much.
Yep.
My kind of philosophy is
play aggressive.
Why farm your camps when you can farm the other guy's camps?
Right, because if you're taking their camps, then they can't.
They've got nothing to take.
And
exactly.
So that means you're taking their experience. You're stealing their gold.
Spot on. Right. So I'm getting a lead without actually having to fight the guy, which is the safest way to win.
Yeah. So in that moment there, you're using several different abilities, which you're leveling up as you level up.
Yeah.
Are you choosing to level up just specific abilities, or are you kind of spreading it out? How are you deciding what you're going to level up?
Kind of as a golden rule in League of Legends, you want to always choose one ability that you're going to max first. So you always want to put everything into one ability.
As much as you can.
As much as you can, because that's the most efficient way to do damage. If you have 2 points in this and 2 points in this, that does less damage than just having 4 points in this one.
What are some good tips on jungling in terms of things people should be looking out for to do to improve their jungle game?
I think if you're a jungler, the best, depending what level you are, obviously, if you're an absolute beginner, the best thing you can do is just learning your champion. And if you watch, other people play that champion, what's the best way for you to kill a jungle camp? Because I can show you now. So I could just hit these creeps.
Yeah.
And not use any abilities.
Right.
And just kind of stand still. And eventually I'll kill them all. But that might have taken me 5 to 10 seconds.
Right.
But alternatively, because I know the most effective way
is to use your abilities.
I can do that almost instantly, right?
Right, okay.
So
you need to learn every jungle camp and what your target priorities in each one and how your abilities will affect each of these camps, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a lot of research, but League is mostly a strategic game.
So it's all about preparation.
It's all about preparation. It's all about knowing, how much is this going to do? Because again, if I just hit these guys, and even if I use this ability, like one ability, if I hit them, I have to hit all 4 individually, and eventually they die.
Yeah. With something like this.
If I do something like this, it took me almost half a second.
Yeah.
And you can imagine that if you're taking half a second on every camp, you clear a lot quicker than the guy who's taking 5 seconds because he doesn't really understand the best way to do it.
Yeah.
So if you're an absolute beginner, just research.
And then what separates a great jungler from a pretty good jungler? At some point, people are all going to know the same knowledge. That they're all going to be able to understand the same basic kind of strategies and stuff.
Recognizing opportunities.
Oh, right. Okay.
So a great jungler knows that he doesn't actually need to try to kill someone every time.
Right.
That sometimes just walking in, showing your face, just doing small things can sometimes be enough.
Right, okay.
You don't have to kill the other guy.
So you're just kind of trying to poke in and do little bits of damage here and there.
Yeah.
Because if you go too hard too early, you could die or you could get countered or something.
Exactly. So for me, I was saying earlier that I always try and take the enemy's camps because for me that's a good way to do that, to get small advantages without actually having to fight the other guy. If he was to show up for whatever reason, I might fight him a little bit just to make him think that I'm interested in fighting, and then I'll walk away.
Right.
Because next time he sees me, he doesn't know whether or not I'm going to go in or not.
Okay, so it's all about also kind of letting them know what you want.
What you might be doing. Yeah.
Could be. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it's kind of a mind game, especially jungle, because with jungle, as you can see on the map, You can't see, I just watered it, but you can't see, for instance, this part of the map.
Sure.
And their jungler in a real game could be in there at any time. You don't really know where he is. So jungler is all about the mind game, where are you and where am I and what's going to happen when we meet. And if you can kind of dictate to the other guy what's going to happen without actually having to do it, that's huge. You know, if he chickens out next time he sees me because he thinks that I want to fight him, I don't ever have to fight him. You know what I mean? I don't want to fight him
because that's a risk, right?
Yes, because that's a risk. So that's the ideal for me. The difference between a good jungler and a great jungler. A good jungler will just fight and he'll win because he's good. But a great jungler knows that sometimes he can win without even having to fight.
Well, this has been very, very informative. Oh, cool. Well, thank you so much for taking time to chat to us about jungling in League of Legends.
No worries, my pleasure.
Cheers.
Thanks, Hingers. Well, that's it for Well Played this week. If you have a game or event that you'd like covered next week, you can tweet it to me @UngharadYo, or you can leave it in the comments below as I read them obsessively. Until next time, don't be toxic on the internet. Rat out!